signals for the Baltimore Colts. Unitas gives to Amici. The Colts are the world champions. Amici scores.
It's amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football. California won the big game. 5 seconds left in the game. You believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
This is Phil Steele.
This is Mike Burnham.
This is Wes Durham.
This is Mike Ashley.
Hi, this is Chuck Foreman, number 44 of the Minnesota Vikings.
Woo, mercy, this is handsome Jimmy Vane, the Boogie Woogie Man.
This is Coach Fry with Virginia Tech Football, and you are listening to Big Dog Sports Talk.
Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to roll? Okay, let's do it.
You're in the doghouse with Rick Watson on Big Dog Sports Talk, presented by Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment. Join us in the Family Fencing Studios and chime in on the McClellan Chiropractic chat line. He's keeping cool with help from Little River Heating and Air, but this show is straight fire. And now, the big dog, Rick Watson.
Rick Watson's got the mic, he's the big dog king. Cover sports so sharp, it's a New River thing. Virginia Tech fire, rapid pride too. Every stat, every play, he's bringing it to you. He's got that voice, deep as a valley, breaking it down, no dilly, no dally. Big dog sports talk, feel the bark. He's got the scoop, faster than a sprint, calling plays like a coach, every word's a hint. From the courts to the fields, the stories unfold. Rick's play-by-play, worth its weight in gold. With a laugh and a growl, he'll pull you in. Big Dog's podcast.
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
Begin.
The Finally Friday edition, because there's a logo up that says, hey, finally it's Friday, and it's actually Friday. Good morning. Oh, now he's here. Now Creed wants in. Sure. Went out there and looked for him just now, as soon as I sit down. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Bringer of Fire. Good morning, T-Bird. Good morning, Vic. What's going on? We got fun stuff on a Friday, man. Let me go get the animal. It's going to drive me crazy. Enjoy the song. I'll be right back. Okay. What's up, Jimmy McAllister? Good morning. So we're going to have Todd Grantham and Coach Elmassian on at the same time today. How cool is that? Coming up at 7. You know, Coach Elmo was at the UAB spring practice. Yeah. There you go, Morris, from the Fabulous Friday Show. We will witness the Elmo and Grantham Teaching Clinic. Hang on. I'm going to get interrupted here because I got to stop the song because it doesn't replay. Number one song in America right now, by the way. The number one song in America. Yet wordsmith Mike Ashley is too nice a guy to rag on Jen and be a saxophone cynic. BDST is live and online. Glad to see the openers are back on, Morris. So we got Elmo and Coach Grantham on at the same time. That's going to be fun. I'm just going to stay out of the way. Mike Ashley, the open mic. And then Jen, the Gamecock girl, once again, not playing her saxophone. I don't even know where she is this weekend. I feel like this is a travel weekend for her. And then we're going to get Jen and her buds in Vegas. Now, that's going to be fun. We're going to get visuals from Vegas. Now, we used to have the Jen Vegas phone calls when she was on the radio show, and that's not as much fun. But, boy, I tell you what, when we get visuals from Vegas, the very first time she was out in Vegas, they were still out partying. And you could hear all the stuff in the back. It was great. So how everybody's doing here on the eve of James Franklin's first spring game. Weather's going to be great. Y'all let me know. So tomorrow, I'm going to ask a favor of all of you, the best audience in YouTube, on YouTube, within YouTube, dwelling inside YouTube, penetrating YouTube. Is it me or is this all getting more sexual? Anyway, send me tomorrow if you would. Will you send me updates if you're at the game on the professional door text line? Because I'll be doubleheader sticking ball. I'm working all day tomorrow starting at noon. So I'll miss everything. So I want to rely on you. I know Prometheus, you're going. Tebow, if you're here, you're going. Wayne, I don't know if Wayne's going. Anybody who goes, can you just let me know what you see so I can get a feel for it? Because I won't be able to go. Oh, we love Vic. Vic gets me caught up here. By the way, I was the host last night at our athletic awards banquet. I was outstanding. Tiger Woods fighting subpoena for prescription meds. Not surprised. Just want him to get better, man. The NCAA committee recommends football teams start early. I did see that. Good. No more week 0. I like that. Yeah, Creed. I hate to report this because it's not my favorite thing. It's nature. But Wednesday evening, he got his first baby bunny. I know. Bothers me too. $515 million, not to mention the deferred billions the Dodgers have. That's why baseball is going to stop after 2026, and we're not going to have it in 2027. Enjoy. And it's a shame because the Padres are actually playing well. Scintillating. So anyway, hit me up tomorrow, everybody. Let me know. Jim McAllister, I'm sure he'll be at the spring game. Let me know. But we got a lot of good stuff going on today. That's going to be fun, having Elmo and Grantham on at the same time. 7 o'clock. See how the week went. We'll see if Elmo still has a job. We'll see that. 391-0788, Tebow. 540-391-0788. Or you can message me, however you want to do it. I just like to keep up with the vibe and how the flow's going. The big thing I want to know is I want to make sure nobody's reporting anybody getting hurt. That's the big thing. What's going on, Reggie? Rick, everyone keeps talking about how the current college sports system is unsustainable. What event or circumstance will be the breaking point? Yes, cutting programs that affect Power 4 schools that are higher profile programs will be the first thing that sends a ripple. And the payroll situation is going to become something where without a cap, sooner or later, the schools are going to stop. They're going to have to. If you go to our Facebook page, I put up the release from the president from University of Oregon. University of Oregon has FU money, right? They've had it for a long time. Let me find the exact quote here, so I don't want to misquote it. All right, so Oregon's president sent out a release. Now, this is Oregon, who's had the Nike billions, talking about enrollment uncertainty. What I can tell you is many outstanding professionals are working extraordinarily hard on trying to change this around. Their tuition is down because they had to raise it so much to help fund athletics. Talking about budgets, and how basically we're in a decent position right now, but with the dwindling enrollment and the cost, they've had to, like Virginia Tech raised theirs 3%. They're pricing families completely out of going to college. So things like that, at some point, common sense, Reggie, is going to come in. And I think when all this starts affecting academics, right, we don't think about it right now a whole lot because we're all focused on sports and athletics. All right, this guy's killing me. Now he wants back out because he sees a bird. Hang on. Good Lord, son. It's not a bad life. Ooh, bird. I want to go play. Bird, Dad, bird. Bird. Yeah, bird. So, yeah, that's where we are. But, yeah, y'all send me updates if you would tomorrow. I'll be there. We do a doubleheader tomorrow. I'll be starting at noon and leaving at 8. Love the weekend. But I believe once it continues to trickle up to the campus, then, because let's just look at it honestly, athletics is secondary to a university's mission. David Teal referenced that. You know, you'll be bringing a new president. We're all thinking about it in the sports terms, and I get why, right? Tech hasn't had the resources it's needed. But I'll tell you what else is going to get it, Reggie, in my opinion. And the more people I talk to, the more I believe this is a thing. And Andy Bitter touched on it yesterday. This is why we have all these great people on this show. They're smart. But Andy mentioned the return on investment. And I've asked this for months, and I see it on X all the time now. Once again, we were ahead of the curve. You're welcome. Across the country, and I talked to someone yesterday who's given a lot of money to athletics in Blacksburg. He's stopping. It is something that's gone noticed. Why is your money? Whoa. No, I'm not going to tell you who. Don't ask. I told him I was going to bring this up. He said, that's fine, but please don't mention who I am. I will not. But this is someone who's donated 7 figures annually. And he's out. And he's out because of what Andy talked about. He goes, how much? And you know what did it? He didn't like the Monday messaging. He goes, I got to be honest, sat around. No, he's in a good spot. He's retired. He's fine. He's made his life. But he said, I sat around my wife and a couple of my friends, other donors, and we're like, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean that we're already falling behind? He goes, I heard you talking about it on the show. I said, yeah, it was kind of a mixed message, wasn't it? There's no number that fills in the gap, Reggie, and that's what's going to stop people from donating. What's the return on investment? Why would you? Why would anyone give their money to this? I told you 3 months ago, it was called a money laundering scheme by somebody over there in the finance department. So common sense at some point. What are you donating your money for when all you're told time and again is, hey, it's not enough. It's not enough. And I think folks like this, heavy hitters, and we're not talking about somebody who gives what they can and Tech doesn't even acknowledge it. Grass seed money. We're talking about something that's going to go, whoa. Where's that this year? 8 wins, 9 wins. Okay, what am I giving my money for? What does that mean to me now when I've done all this and I'm still being told we're already falling behind? We need more. Can you imagine? This is why it's called a money laundering scheme. Can you imagine just going around to anywhere and just saying, we need more. We have to have more. I've had to, I've constructed my sponsorship contracts with the folks who are our partners in a certain way. I know they have budgets. Can you imagine me just going up to them and saying, yeah, I appreciate you. Oh boy, there's a stupid bot. See ya. Going up to them and say, by the way, I just need more. I need more. I'm not going to tell you how much more. I'm going to leave it open-ended, but I'm already falling behind. It's a racket. This gentleman he's donated for 25 years. It's a racket. No, it's not Seth Greenberg, T-Bird. Yeah, the NBA's gambling thing. Yeah, it just now hits like 5 months later. Damon Jones, the first to plead guilty. Oh, that's right. It's Morris. That's sorry. I'm sorry, Morris. You told me that in confidence. No, it's not Morris. But I'll tell you one thing. It was a revealing conversation. And if he's asking himself that question, and if he's pulling his donation, there are going to be others to follow. Because you know what? People who are very wealthy, you know how they got wealthy? They just didn't spend their money flippantly. Yes, we had a record year to year. $52.5 million. Thank you so much. That's not enough. If you want Virginia Tech to be in a position to have success, I've already talked to coaches. We have fallen behind. So what Jay Pearson said did not help the cause. Thank you so much for your contributions and your loyalty to Virginia Tech athletics. How much more can you give us? See what I'm saying? And this is what is being said, basically. How much more do you need? Well, we don't have a number. We just need more. If you want that softball team to have a chance to host a super regional, we need more. If you want Tech football to have the most dynamic alternate black uniforms, we need more. If you haven't, you want to give it, that's your prerogative. Awesome. If you want to keep doing it. But this gentleman said it's been torturing him for the last 6 months, 8 months. He said 3-9 about did him in last year. We all agree that James Franklin's going to have Tech in a good spot, and they're going to be better this year, and they're going to win, probably go to some worthless bowl, but they're going to be better, and obviously he's going to try to keep building it. But what does that mean now when you just keep being begged for more? And I think that's the messaging that I don't think there's any self-awareness from folks like Jay Pearson to understand how that comes across. I'm never financially going to be in position to do what this gentleman has done ever to my institution, Radford. I mean, I would love to be able to help keep basic things going. We're just trying to keep basic things going to function as a department. What up, last B-Weed? But I don't believe the self-awareness is there just to keep saying, hey, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, the Big Al, are you here? I don't know if Big Al's here. There's some big, and Jim, you might know, there was some big donor event coming up, and they've always done it in the Merriman Center or in the football facility, and they were told they couldn't. James Franklin won't let them do it in there this year, so they've had to move it. It is a dinner full of heavy hitters. This gentleman mentioned it yesterday, but I can't remember the name of it. Maybe it's the old Golden Hokie? It's something. But we're talking about folks who are worth millions and millions of dollars, yet they were told they couldn't do it where they normally do it. They've had to adjust the schedule. and move it to a different place, because the new football coach that they're begging you to support said that you can't be in your normal facility. So then these people that have donated, they're all alums and they're all just wrapped up in how they can contribute, are being taken for granted immediately, but being told that the thing that they've done for the last, I don't know how long it's been, decade or more, can't be in the same spot because this coach we're asking you to help fund his program is telling you can't be in there. So, if Big Al were here, he would tell me the name of the event. How much is enough? We need more. We've talked to coaches in the department. What did he say, Jay Pearson? And we're already falling behind in NIL already. We need more. More. Record-setting year to year, man. Y'all were great. Y'all were outstanding. Thank you so very much. But you know what? We need more. And this isn't just Virginia Tech. This is everywhere. And this is going back to Reggie's question. This is where eventually it's going to stop, to the point that when gentlemen like I talked to yesterday, that's going to be felt. And if you start getting multiple people with that same mindset, then all of a sudden, whoa. I mean, how can you with a straight face continue to go? How many tax write-offs can you enjoy from your donation? More. We just need more. If we want to win, we have to pay players. Do you want us to have a good, adequate revenue share? This is all the way across the country. I'm not singling out Virginia Tech, but they are our local Power Four. We need more. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was too. Matter of fact, I've heard it was 3 coaches. I've heard it was 3 coaches. Mike Young, Megan Duffy, and Pete DeMore. And the wrestling coach was on record too. So there's 4 coaches. Now, Tech softball, in my opinion, is a College World Series contender. They are really good. And Pete's done an outstanding job. I'll try to get him on here as they head into the tournament soon. And if I can get him on, I'm going to talk to him about these things. I think it's important because your fans, you're going to support. You support as much as you can. You're going to be there. You know, you're not paying to go to the game, but you're paying to drive to the game. You're paying concessions when you're there because you care. And everybody taps into how much fans care. This goes back to all the stupid subscription streaming services, and let's just keep rising so much money, rising the cost and asking for so much more money from you because you're a sports fan. You're going to come back, right? That's exactly it, Prometheus, 100%, and they've been told that. And they understand the reality of it, but it's one thing to hear it, I think, that you're 100% correct. What's up, Brian? What's up, Biov? I thought that $250 million last year was going to last a little while. Yeah. Well, remember when I told you, I don't know, it was right after the turn of the year, I was told that about 80% of that money that came in was already accounted for, just in projects, things that they had to catch up on. So the 200 and whatever it was, 29 million, that's going to come in increments. Keep in mind, as David Till reminded me on Wednesday, this isn't just coming in all at once. That 229, and I guess when you throw in the 52, I don't know how all that's dispersed. Who knows? But that's coming in a 4-year, 4 divided into the 229. That's math. So 30-some million? No, that's not right. See, don't ask me. Let me look it up. It's math. Not going to pretend that I'm good at it. So let's go 229 divided by 4. 57 million comes in a year from that. And 80% of it, this was 4 months ago, it's already accounted for. So I'm sure all that's pretty much gone now. It's not black. I was waiting. This is charcoal gray. It's charcoal gray. It's not black. And this isn't necessarily a team thing. We just wanted to, we were walking around one time. It was like, I can't remember who it was. Maybe Mike Jones. He's like, can't we just get like a gray shirt? We're always wearing red. So then we got navy blue and then gray. It's a gray shirt. It's nice. I can get you, maybe I can hook you up, Morris. But it's a charcoal gray. I feel like I'm a Tennessee Volunteer fan today. T-Bird says, under the state of things, football will never get ahead. I don't know. Maybe. And a Panera Bread brick coupon. You know what we should do when we have our meetup in the summer? Since the Super Bowl is right across the road, maybe we should just all go for Panera takeout. And let's see whose teeth survive as we bowl. More. We need more. We don't have a number. We just need more. We don't have enough. Well, if I donate more, how's it going to be distributed? Well, let's not go crazy. Let's not fill you in on any specifics, okay? No. When I present sponsorship packages, they're not just blank pieces of paper. Hey, I'm going to be doing a show. This is how much money I need. Well, what do I get? You'll just have to wait and find out. I feel like that's what's going on throughout college athletics right now across the country. Prometheus says, I saw an article talking about LSU spending this year with the coach buyout Kiffin contract. Yeah, it was yeah, exactly. For all their coaches they hired, I saw that too. I posted it on Facebook. $500 million just in all that with the coaches, the other coaches. Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate. Ex-Alabama player involved in $20 million loan scam, Vic, involving impersonating NFL stars. Really? Wow. Woo. Hey, speaking of those sponsors, thanks to Family Fencing sponsoring our studio, 540-200-8294. Mark Hunley off 155 Walters Drive. Go see him, McClellan Chiropractic. Our chat room is, it just pops every single day of our lives. We love it. We love it. Oh, hang on. I got to read here, too. Not only is Pulaski County Sports Entertainment our presenting sponsor. Hang on here. I got a thing. Here we go. The Pulaski County Board of Supervisors have given an official update on the Sportsplex project. It's on schedule for the fall of 2026. It's 165,000 square feet. Tim Miller sent me this. And it's quickly taking shape. The fact that it's on target, when have you ever heard that? We talked about that last time with Jonathan Sweet. Quote from Jonathan was, we have been diligently working to ensure this project remains on time and on scope. And the fact that everybody is pulled together, the reason Pulaski County is so exciting is that everybody's on the same page. Thanks to them for being our presenting sponsor. It is awesome. Thanks to the NRV Super Bowl. We're going to tear that place apart when we get over there. No, we're not. But we're going to have a great time when we host the BDST function from there. 382-5525. We'll get all that in order. We're looking in June sometime, okay? Once we coordinate that with everybody else. 382-5525 to reserve your lanes today. Give James Lawson a call at Lawson's Mobile Home Supply. Home parts, windows, doors, you name it. 540-381-8011. I don't know why I'm having trouble reading numbers this morning. It's because I'm talking about just more. Little River Heating and Air, Charles Lee, one of the best businesses we have here in this region. 540-553-2971. Let him look at your air units. If you need a new one, then you need a new one. It was a complete and utter wipeout. Our BDST fan question of the week from the attorney Ryan Pry. Hitting a baseball much more dominant and difficult than hitting a golf ball. It was like 31-2. National Bank member FDIC is the exclusive banking partner of me and this program. Man, they were so helpful refinancing everything. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Lara Ramsey. Thank you, Chuck Norris. And Professional Door Incorporated, residential and commercial garage doors, family owned and operated, 38 years in business. Travis Williams, thank you. Local businesses doing everything right. Regional now. He's a regional. I mean, he's got states that are calling in different states. It's just like Sundown Electric and the Smith Brothers. One of the best reputations, long list of satisfied clients, superior craftsmanship, attention to detail. Call them if you need them. It's amazing. We have so many good people, and I'm so proud to be able to say these people are partners of this program. ReadySetFund.com, another terrific function here from Bob Christ, the brother of Dave Christ, the legendary Blacksburg High School football coach. BobChrist11@Gmail, ReadySetFund.com. Raise money for your organization. I think that got us caught up. Top Shelf Apparel, if you want a T-shirt, they're $20. No mugs yet, Vic. I'm waiting on the mugs request. All right, let's get caught up here. We got Coach Elmo and Grantham coming up here together. Now, that's going to be fun. That is fun. No, what happened at Iowa? What happened for me let's see here. Where are we here? They should cube the bread and market it as concrete croutons. That's just like the math the federal government has been using for decades. It's going to crash and burn. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, quite the contrary, Tebow. As a matter of fact, James Franklin is the one who's most concerned about where tech is financially. I got that yesterday from $1 million donor. So, no. He's one of the main ones that's pushing for this more. This isn't what we can't do this because he's been used to having so much more at Penn State. So what happened at Iowa? Big Dog merch available. There it is. What's all good, Tebow? Oh, thanks, Reggie. Appreciate that, man. T-shirt's great. Hitting a successful golf ball. Different story. Here we go. Morris is still mad about the BDST fan question of the week. Oh, really? So, here we go. A recruiting violation. What did they try to say, or what did they say was a recruiting violation? Was it backdated? Maybe I should look this up. I always scoff at these now when everything is just full go. And so see what they tried to say. Tampering violations. Iowa football is vacating 4 wins from the 2023 season and is under 1-year investigation into transfer tampering involving Cade McNamara back in 2022. So they don't have any way to police what's going on now. Well, I'm just telling you, Tebow, he is one of the most vocal people over there in the entire campus about where they are financially. So isn't this interesting here, Prometheus? Must vacate all wins from the 2023 season in which he participated. A 2-week ban on recruiting communication. This is desperate. This is the NCAA. This is why they're just ass clowns. They have no power to do anything whatsoever. And they go back to something that happened. In other words, they don't like Kirk LaFrance. And they're trying to go back and tampering in 20. I mean, how do you single that out? In this anything goes climate, why do they continue to try to go, look, huh? No walk-on music. Well, if I could play walk-on music, I would, but I can't. That's right, Tebow. You know what? That's 100% correct. This is all entertainment, and the university's directive, it goes well beyond it, like David Till said. You're right. Absolutely. And that's where, again, that comes into the question. The gentleman told me yesterday. Because he's an academic, he's thinking he's donated, he's not just donating in athletics, and that'll continue. But it's like the university's directive is not athletics based. That we forget that we're sports people. So that's how we've got our goggles on, man. But you're exactly right. It's about the university and what it's supposed to represent, the education. We don't hear that anymore in sports. That's why I laugh at this. Thanks for telling me about that, Prometheus. I was busy last night. I didn't get back from the banquet until after 9. But that's ridiculous. That's just laughable that they Bernard Langer still plays. 68 years old, and he's leading the senior tour. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Bernard Langer. I remember him. No, I think that's the dilemma for a lot of these folks too. I mean, athletics can push the directive of the university, and it can bring in a lot of students, and it can raise a lot of money, but all that money has to go back into it. You're not advancing the university anymore with athletics in terms of financial gain, because there is no financial gain. I put up that Penn State graphic. Football cleared $58 million last year. Made $58 million. They still were only $200,000 in the green or the black, however you want to look at it. So this is where we are. Sorry, I'm waving at Boa. He's sitting there looking at me like, ugh. Hey, man, I ate another critter. Now he's going to come over here now. Let's see if we can get him on camera here. He's walking real slow, so I think he's got, he's had something. Come here, buddy. Come here. Hang on. He's already pulled me off air twice. So come here, buddy. Come here. Yeah, walk over here. There we go. There's the mascot. There's my guy. Oh, I know. Here, get in the chair. Here. There we go. That's the little guy that I rescued on the side of the road. That's the guy I rescued on the side of the road. He was thrown out in a bag with his brothers and sisters, and they were all run over. Ah, the human condition. But yeah, it was interesting. It was enlightening. I learned a lot. Learned a lot yesterday. It tells us that when we have these conversations that we're having conversations that folks that are in a much different tax bracket are having. Probably more than you think. There's a lot of frustration about the AD situation. This gentleman was not surprised he'd been given info about Tim Sands. That didn't bother him. He knew that was going to come. But now you have to go out and figure out the other part of it. It's a strange dynamic over there in athletics right now. It is. They're trying to work their way out of it. And if nothing else, maybe James Franklin comes in, regardless of how long he's here. I don't think he's at Virginia Tech long term, but if he does certain things that set them in the right course and puts a different mindset on things, then that will be a success. He's been at a blue blood. He sees how it's supposed to work at a school that never has to worry about resources. And it's probably an adjustment for him, right, to come somewhere where that's not there. But Tech wanted him. He felt like this is a good place to rehabilitate it as a coach, and he's doing the things behind the scenes that he knows that he feels like he needs to be successful. You don't blame him for that at all. But is it realistic? I don't know. Yeah, I did see that. So, Duke. They moved their spring game to 10 a.m. because they don't want to get too hot. I did see that. Now, I don't want any health people mad at me or anything, but it's football. What kind of a message are you sending to your fans if we're going to go through spring, we're going to get ready to go, and then we don't want to be hot, so we're going to play at 10. We're going to inconvenience everyone by playing at 10. I did see that. Do they have turf or is that what do they have grass or turf at Duke now? I don't even know. All this push for this plastic stuff and it's backfiring. Keon Brown, what's going on, KB? One of my all-time favorite human beings, Keon Brown. Oh, they have turf? Well, then there you go. Then that's their problem for being idiots and putting it in. What's up, Hokey Bob? Good morning. Where you been, Hokey Bob? I never see you anymore. I never talk to you anymore. I miss you. Used to love Hokey Bob's calls. I haven't got the phone. I haven't built up any capital yet to buy the phone connection, but that's going to happen hopefully in year 2. If I'm still doing this, we're going to see if we can add the phone feature so people can call in. So, Bob, I miss our conversations. I hope you and your wife are well. Finest kind, Hokey Bob. What is your opinion what, in your opinion, is the minimum that Franklin has to do for everyone to say he's had a successful run? I think compete for an ACC championship or play for an ACC championship, which I think can happen easily. All right? It's too hot on the turf, so we're going to move the spring game up. The turf we put in because we want to save money and not have to deal with, green grass to protect everybody better. Nah. Football needs grass. That's right. NFL teams have to watch. NFL players have to watch these stadiums they play in, bring in a grass field to host soccer exhibitions. Yet they don't want to put grass in the stadium permanently for their own employees. Make it make sense. Because international soccer has a rule. We don't play on turf. We've done the studies. It's in players' contracts that they play on grass. That's how important it is. Yet here, let's build a new stadium. Let's put a damn roof on it. Let's make it plastic. Let's put those black pebbles under there again. That'll help. That'll be good. Yeah, Tebow, they don't want to be hot. They just play in the ACC title game, but they don't want to get hot. Can you imagine if James Franklin would have had to make that announcement? Now, Virginia Tech's playing field is one of the most beautiful in the country. Let's hope they never give in to – please never give in to putting in a turf field in Lane Stadium. Can you imagine Worsham Field being plastic? Oh, I hope that never happens. Just like in Notre Dame, I still can't believe it happened. Hokey Bob had a nice retirement ceremony. I wasn't invited. I mean, well, Hokey Bob, since you're retired, you've got to be at the BDST Bash in June. Morris, get on that. Congratulations, Bob. You're the best. You are. You're the absolute best. Wallace Wade is grass. Their practice field is – oh, okay. So were they going to do the spring game on the practice field? And what sense does that make? You play on grass and your practice field is turf. I guess same thing in, I guess most places are like that, though. Now that I think about it, like Tech's field house is plastic. Yeah, I guess so. I remember when they used to practice over on the Mosley practice field. Remember that, Hokey Bob? The good old days where you could just walk right up to practice. Hey, bud. Hey, Frank. How are you guys? Good to see you. You look great. Team looks great. You're in the top 10. You're in the top 10 in the country. And now you can't even walk by the Merriman Center without getting flogged. Yeah, you're right, Prometheus. Now that I think about that, the turf, yeah, I guess everybody's like that, I guess, indoors. I guess that makes more sense. You're right. So we're sending out the invites now. This is going to be fun. We're going to have Coach Grantham. We're going to have Coach Elmassian on at the same time, and they've been spending the whole week together. Then we've got Mike Ashley, and then we've got Jen. And I don't know where Jen is this week. Yeah, exactly. Tech has the best system set up. The field is beautiful. They do. They have a whole turf grass research. You're exactly right. Don't touch perfection. There's nobody better in the country, in my opinion, than Tech's grounds crew. That field is immaculate, man. The absolute best. Worsham Field is by the way, are they Hokey Bob? Do you know? Are they going to put Mr. Worsham's name, or are they going to do something on the field this year for him since he just passed a little while ago? I hope so. Met him twice. Great, just a great dude. Great dude. It would be great too. It would have been great to tap into his mindset. He contributed so much of his wealth to Virginia Tech. He would have been a great guy to kind of get a nice bearing on how things are now after that thing came out Monday. We want more, just more. I hope that the whole season has a remembrance of him in some capacity. I'm sure they've thought about that. I haven't heard of anything. That's a question I'll have to ask but something on the helmet or something on the field would be ideal, wouldn't you think? I mean, the improvements they've made over there, and I've always loved Lane Stadium. You know, going younger, I thought it was really cool then. You know, you're younger and you're just happy to be at a college football game. But I always thought it looked great how it was then. But all the improvements they've made, I think, have been home runs over at that stadium. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful venue. It really is. Like, you can't sit in Lane Stadium and not just feel good about being there. You know, you just feel good about it. Beautiful place. Beautiful place. And on a sunny Saturday, like it's going to be tomorrow on that grass field, I hope they get a really big crowd there tomorrow. I hope they do. I hope they do. All right, so for Grantham, it's going to be an hour earlier than it is here. I mean, who knows where this guy is? Coach Elmo has been he's been all over. He's been traveling out of the country. I don't know where where the hell are you, Coach?
I have no clue. It's been 3 weeks. I mean, this is tape your ankles time. And of course, I'm not complaining. I've been so fortunate to be able to go out with, you know, it was, you know, the Coach Holtz funeral kicked it off.
Yeah.
And that was a great weekend with friends and ex-coaches and people that I had worked with. And it was phenomenal. And then Skip Holtz did such a great job with the eulogy. You're getting to see him. And then going to New Mexico, which was really cool.
Oh, the speech was awesome, by the way. I told the peeps about the speech you sent when you talked to the New Mexico kids. That was cool. The video you sent me.
Oh, you got to see that, huh?
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
2 most important days of your life: the day you were born, the day you found out why.
That's right. That was good. And they were enthralled, weren't they? I mean, those were young.
We had some eye contact. They weren't anybody, you know.
They weren't taking notes.
When I used to do clinics, Rick, my whole goal was to make sure nobody ever walked out. Nobody. And I don't care. And I did not lose. I don't know if I ever had anybody walk out of my clinic. And Abraham Lincoln, they once said, when you give a speech, you want to be up there like you're fighting bees. Keep them enthralled.
Well, you know, that's kind of that. It's funny you say that's the mindset I have. Like doing things like last night when you're emceeing a ceremony, you want to keep it moving and you don't want it to become stagnant. So you try to keep that in mind because you don't want people going, oh, you know, you won't be, you know, yeah, it's tough. It's not easy.
Oh no, it's let me tell you, it's I took a speech class and it didn't really help at all, but I did take one when I was coaching in Virginia, and you know they said it's like one of the third most frightful things anybody could do to get in front of someone, a crowd, and begin to entertain and educate.
Best advice I ever got from one of my advisors, because I had that too, and I knew I'd have to be doing this. Yeah, sure. But he said, here's what'll solve it for you. And it's not this whole thing about imagining people in their underwear. It's everybody who's watching you are just thankful they're not the ones that have to be up there.
That's a good.
And you know what? I'll take that into every event. Like last night, I'm in front of like 550 people, but you go, none of them want to be up here.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah. Or you got some people there going, what's this jackass doing up there?
Yeah, exactly. Why do you bring this guy out? Yeah.
Are they really paying this guy?
Exactly. Loser.
And then of course, went on the cruise and then capped it off with the visit to UAB. I'm in Augusta right now.
Okay.
Left a little later. It's kind of cool. I've never been here before. And, of course, the madness of last week, all the hospitality people are like, they're recovering from last week, staying in. And I didn't realize I never realized geographically how close Augusta. I mean, you go across the river and then you're in South Carolina, you know.
Yeah, you're right there.
But I've always asked people, is this place as beautiful as it is on TV? And they said, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
there's our guy.
How we
Coach
doing?
Elmo and Coach Grant. What's up, TG? Good morning,
Not
brother.
much. How you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Hey, let's talk about the week, guys. How did it go down there in Birmingham?
It was awesome. You know, Phil got here, let's see, Monday night, and we hung out. And then obviously we practiced on Tuesday. So I got to give him a list of guys that, you know, that he had looked at, and, you know, guys that I liked that maybe were here I didn't have a look at. So he kind of had a list, and he kind of could walk around and check them out. So he did that. And then he got to sit in our meetings. And then yesterday was an off day, but we had meetings and things like that. So he got to see some of that. And that was kind of the deal. That he came back in on Thursday, which we practiced yesterday, but he left before practice to get on the road to get to Augusta. But it was good. It was a good time.
Coach, what were some of the things you wanted to accomplish? Take us through day by day, talking with Coach Grantham and Coach Mortensen and meeting the guys and so forth. This is cool.
First of all, meeting Coach Mortensen was great. I had not realized he was Nick's quarterback coach for 9 years. And, of course, Todd will appreciate this. There's, you know, anybody and everybody that worked for Nick, whether it was for 4 weeks, a year, or 10, it didn't matter. We all got our ass chewed one way or another. But, you know, it's like a badge of honor. And so I asked him, I said, geez, 9 years you could. He said, hey, if I was the offensive coordinator, it wouldn't have been that long. That was hilarious. But he was a really first-class gentleman. I was really impressed. He carries himself, you know, first impressions are always lasting. And when he walked in, I go, okay, this guy's a head coach. You know, I mean, you know, when I walk in a room, like Dave Bray said, you know, I could never hire you, you know. But he had that confident aura about him that would impress me that, okay, this guy is a head football coach. And I'm not surprised that they did win 3 games when he took it over last year in an absolute crap house situation. So that number one impressed me as much as anything. Then the other thing that impressed me, and Todd knows I don't blow smoke up anybody's
absolutely, yeah.
He knows that. And I'll tell you, the defensive meetings and the dialogue between he and the coaches, I was so impressed because I've sat in Todd's chair and I've never had that kind of dialogue. It just didn't work that well, you know. But he was just the command of what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it and who they wanted to, you know, the who, what, when, where, how, and why. Man, it was on point and everybody on the same page. And then you go out on the practice field and you could see it, you know, because that filters down to your players. You know, confidence when you know, everything starts, you know, crap runs downhill. Everything starts at the top. And when your players are out there with confidence and bright-eyed. And the other thing, the third thing, and I'll let it go with Todd on here, the thing that I was really impressed with, you know, when you walk on a practice field, you know, because some guy, if I was having a decent shirt on, some people think, well, okay, this is an NFL scout or something, so they're going to really try to impress you. But I had an old T-shirt on. I had the UAB T-shirt on. I'm walking, and I will tell you, a lot of these kids, which I've always said, anytime an 18, 19, 20, or maybe a 23-year-old now will acknowledge the presence of somebody they don't know that's in their building or on the practice field, they'll come up and put their hand out. Hey, coach, you know, glad you're here and blah, blah, blah. And a lot of those kids did that. It takes good self-esteem to do that. So that impressed me.
Well, that's cool. And Coach Grantham, I know we're talking about Coach Mortensen. That's one of the things, remember you talked about it during your journey about where you were going to go. That's one of the things you knew him and had a lot of respect for him as well. So he just must have this aura about him, right?
Yeah. I mean, look, he has a really good vision for, one, what he wants the team to look like and the way it should be run. And he's been around some pretty good people, you know, being at Alabama. And even before that, when he was at a Division II school in New Mexico, you know, just out of college when he came out of Arkansas, I mean, they won there. So, I mean, he's worked his way up, and he knows how it needs to be done, and he has a pretty good vision for what he wants done from a team perspective. And then offensively, I think that we're really flexible in what we can do. I think we have a lot of good players. I think we got a really good quarterback. I think we got a really good scheme that attacks our defenses relative to, their issues. And, it was something I wanted to be a part of. And like I said, it's a part of the area I want to live in, and I enjoy that. So, we got 2 days left, and we'll kind of finish this thing off strong, and then start with May and getting ready to prep for our opponents next year.
Well, Coach Grant, I want to ask you this because this is great, something you brought up in the past I'd never thought of. And Coach Elmo, I want you, if you would, to talk. You know how you said you wanted to teach your defensive guys your offense, right? I think that's fascinating how they have to have an understanding of what you're trying to do on that side. How has that gone now as you get down to 2 days left? You feel like it's your side, your defense has a clear grasp of all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's always things you're going to work to continue to improve upon. But, an offense I always say is like a book, and they're telling you a story. Just read the book. In other words, the tight end's location means something. The back's location means something. Things are about space. So if they're in a condensed formation, they're creating space outside. What kind of routes you're getting, what kind of runs you're getting. If everybody's out wide, they're creating space inside. So what are you getting? So, it's just a matter of understanding the formations, and then how we apply the formations to our calls too. And I think the biggest thing is when basically everybody's new, right? And we've really been going at this for like 3.5 months, a little bit here, a little bit there from an install standpoint, and, learning like you're talking about football school and that type of thing. So it's been basically 3.5 months, and we'll continue to develop them over the summer to let them play fast. Because at the end of the day, it's all about allowing the guys to play fast and play their ability and play with confidence. Always, and even Phil's always said this, a silent defense is a dead defense. And I like to have guys that are confident, that want to talk and communicate, because communication is the key. Like, hey, you could make the wrong check or the wrong adjustment, but if you're all on the same page, it really plays. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I think that's going well. I just think the biggest thing is we got to continue to keep the same attitude we got, the same drive we've got. And if we do that, we got a chance to do, something good next year.
Yeah. Coach Elmo, what about it when you got down there? What were some of the things? Obviously, I want to talk to you about the defense, and what were some of the things. First of all, what did you think about the guys that you had helped Todd bring in that you liked, when you observed?
Well, it was a lot of fun. I got to spend about at least 3 hours with I call them the backroom boys, the grunts in terms of the recruiting office, and their GM. I guess that's Todd. You'd refer to Gator as the GM, one of a guy that worked at Florida's nicknamed Gator, and that was that. I love that because personnel. That's one thing I always prided myself in. And when Todd sent me those kids, I took a shot at them, but he invited me down, so I figured, hell, they must be playing pretty decent. But no, I told all the recruiting boys, I said, well, one thing about it, you're going to win pre-game. I said, after that, I'm not sure, but boy, when you walk on that football field, there's going to be, I used to walk on the football field, look down the other end and go, damn. I look at ours, I look at theirs, I go, son of a gun, it's going to be a long day. And I do think they'll represent well. I mean, not only physically looking, but I think, they got kids that are, they're coming in on their own. When you can get players on their own and invest in what they're doing and not being they have to, because there's a difference between have to and want to. And a lot of these players there's a lot of want. And I don't, you never can equate that to wins and losses. Hell, when we went to Virginia Tech in 93, after 2 wins, who the hell knew we were going to win 9? We were just trying to win the day. The old acronym for Coach Holtz, what's important now. But the biggest thing I saw, what Todd's done, what I love it. And my buddy at New Mexico has done the same thing. when we got to Virginia Tech and put that pressure defense in, and the offense is accommodated, that's the number one thing. It wasn't a bunch of geniuses out there, but you tried to have the offense defend itself. Where when they're in their staff meetings on Monday after looking at tape of us being attacked the next week, they'll sit there and go, boy, there's a lot of what ifs. Well, what if they do that? Well, what if they do this? And then they start defending themselves. So you win before the game. And I think with the spread offense coming in, I know particularly, the couple of years at East Carolina beat them, and all of a sudden the spread offense came in, and he had the great game against Ohio State playing the Bear, which Urban Meyer to this day, they had no clue how to block it. No clue. And beats number one Ohio State. But still, Virginia Tech struggled too in terms of the dominant defenses. They weren't dominant anymore. And that's what the spread offense did. What a matter of good coach, bad coach, couldn't coach anymore. Happened to me. I mean, I'm out of it, with the spread. And I think what Coach Grantham has done is taken that. We lost that. Now the what if went into the defensive room, and we started defending ourselves. And next thing you know, we're playing base quarters because of the speed and the hurry up and, no substitutions. And now you're as vanilla, and they get to go spin on their hands and have a great time. What they're doing defensively, I'll tell you, as I told Todd, I said, I would pity the graduate assistants trying to coach and assimilate what you're doing. That's going to be, they're going to be those GAs are going to get their ass chewed in practice just about every So that's what I saw.
How about that, Coach Grantham? You had a vision from day one, right? What you want it to look like as you get ready to culminate here in the spring game. And how about the progress of that? I mean, you have to be pretty pleased, with what you've seen.
Yeah, I'm pleased. I think our guys have really brought in. I really love our players. They work hard. They work to compete. What we've done over the last 3 days is we've kind of moved some guys around because, like Phil's saying, with the spread, people spread you out. It's still about blocking, tackling, getting off blocks, disengaging from blocks, tackling the guy with the ball, being able to tackle in space, being able to compression tackle, finding ways to get the ball out. It's still about all those things. So how do you get your best 11 players on the field? So we kind of took, the last few days and moved guys around that have multiple skill sets, with the idea that, okay, if this guy goes down, who's the next best guy in the game? So we really kind of went over and did an abbreviated install from the standpoint of we may have taken days 1 through 5 and combined them to make this install for, say, Tuesday. And then we took the next half of the installs and did those yesterday on Thursday with the idea that, okay, the players that are moving around are getting a taste of those positions. So that way, during the season, if something happens, we can get our next best guy in the game. And that's really what the focus was this week is finding ways to create depth with our players to allow us to get the best, 11 guys on the field relative to who we're seeing or what they're doing. And then getting back to you always want to be able to dictate things on your terms. You know what I'm saying? Like we want to force the protection. Like if we know it's passed, we want to have the ability that we can we know what the protection is going to be based upon how we look. Okay. And if that's going to be the protection, here's what we're going to do. So anyway, those are the things and really it's also about trying to let the players understand that as well, because sometimes that confirmation may not come until they got the hand on the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when that happens, and then it's up to the players because you got to teach the players that because the mic goes off at 15 seconds. So therefore I can't talk to them anymore. Right. So 15 seconds, it's on the players. So we've got to be able to work to educate them. Like I said earlier, the offense is a book and they're trying to tell you a story. So you just got to look at the things that are important and they'll let that dictate what you want to do defensively in that particular situation.
Coach Elmo, those guys look like other guys, going through, did you compare them in your mind thinking this looks like a team maybe I've either seen before or I've been around before?
Oh, yeah. They look like our 83 East Carolina team. But I'll tell you that the defensive back, the length, like I'm sure this rubbed off on Coach Grantham with Nick. Nick, if you brought a 5'8", 5'9" corner up to him, he'd always bitch and piss and moan. What am I going to do? Put them all in the Volkswagen and bring them over to the house? He wanted 6 foot, 6'1" corners, big long kids, and that's what they got. Matter of fact, I felt pretty good about myself because most of the kids that he sent me, and this was not just about me. If they took these kids just on my evaluation, they will get fired. Trust me. But but I did, of all the kids that I did get to look at least from the GM standpoint, we were spot on in terms of what they could do, what their assets were, what their liabilities were. Their secondaries got great length. Their fronts, a lot of good sized kids, as Nick would say, mass kicks ass, and they've got some big guys up front. But here's the beauty of it too. I could see why Todd took this job. When you're all said and done, I'm sure there were other opportunities, even for more money, particularly. But because today, being a defensive coordinator, you got to really, it is a team game. But I've always said this, Rick, excuse me, sorry. I really believe this. No, you look at Venables and how the effect on Clemson football as an example. Okay, he had a really positive effect on Clemson football, and it hasn't been the same since he's left. I've always believed this. Offensive coordinator can affect the offense, will affect the quarterback. I think it goes, that's as far as it goes. A defensive coordinator, I don't care if it's from Buddy Ryan to Todd Grantham and I'm going to throw myself into that category. You're going to affect the team. You have an effect on a team because of your attitudes and what the game demands and requires, and everybody gets better. Because like now they at UAB do a lot of good on good work, which is what you want. Keeps your injuries down. Better athletes, better body balance. No one's on the ground, so your percentage of injuries will diminish if you go good on good, and your best lineman against your best O-line versus D-line. You're going good on good. Hopefully they're good enough that when you get into the game, there's confidence. Example, when I was at Wisconsin, I had a corner, Jamar Fletcher, and then Mike Eccles. Fletcher was the Thorpe Award winner. He's All-American. Well, he went against Chris Chambers every day. Chris Chambers was a second, third round draft choice, played in the league for 10 years. And then we had Lee Evans. So my top two corners, the whole practice. I said, if they're not in, you're not in. Don't waste your time with the third and fourth guy. And so when we go into a game now, those guys go in with great confidence. My point being with Coach Morton is you can be a D coordinator if you're with a selfish offensive coordinator. That's all about him, his stats, and the next job, you're going to be fired. Period. UNC, Southern Cal, end of story. Okay? And Coach Mortensen, I'm sure with this influence of Coach Saban, every offensive coordinator that works for Nick gets rehabbed. They understand the total game and what defense really means and playing a team concept. I don't know if Todd will agree with that or not, but I know Jimbo Fisher was rehabbed because he was a 4-wide spread guy. The next thing you know, he's a 2-back offense at LSU and 2 tight ends, and we beat Mississippi State with 3 tight ends in the dang game, running the football. So it's a great marriage from what I saw, what Ricky Bustle and I were able to have, because Ricky was great. Ricky was all about the team. What's best for the team? And I see that I can see why he took that job without a doubt. Because he's gonna make Todd and the UAB defense and the assistant coaches better. Because there's challenges on the field offensively in terms of what they do and how they do it. And they got a really good quarterback, so that's another issue. They'll have as good a pitcher in that league as you're going to want to have.
Well, that's huge, and that's got to help defensively as well, Coach Grantham. Right? You go against a quarterback like that. That might be one of the best guys they see all year long.
Yeah, I think one, what Phil's saying is 100% correct. One, and I said this a little earlier, but like, Coach Mortenson's vision for what the team needs to be for us to win as a team is spot on. I mean, he wants to be physical. He wants to run the ball. That doesn't mean they're not going to have play action passes, shots. They're not going to try to get the ball in space to the playmakers outside. They're going to have all of that. And then they're going to challenge you formationally with what they do, whether it's a motion, a bunch, things like that. So there are a lot of challenges with what they do, which makes us better in the sense of, one, it allows you to teach, off of those plays. And actually, we've actually talked and tried to work together, meaning, let's say that they got a 3-by-1 play, and let's say it's called skunk, whatever you want to call it, right? Well, we're going to play 3 deep against it. We're going to play quarters against it. We're going to play a pressure. So I don't know what that play means. I just know that word or that whatever it is. So during that course of practice, I always try to call a different concept against that play, meaning I want to call a 3 deep against it. I want to call a quarters against it. I want to call some kind of pressure against it. So that way, one, we get to see the concept against the defense, conceptually. But for the quarterbacks, now they have their library of plays and they have their coverages to see how they need to attack it or what it looks like. So I think that's the part of it that marries together, is to making sure that you're working together to give everybody the looks they need to see and, go from there. But I will say this, Coach Mortenson's vision for what we want to do is spot on. I'm excited. We just got to continue to work and see what happens.
Coach Grantham, a question here from Prometheus. He says, do you use the Mike linebacker for the green dot helmet for communications, or is that with the safety?
Yeah. So basically, I'm more of an NFL guy on that. I give it to a linebacker, not necessarily have to be the Mike, but it's the inside backer that can call the defenses. And I'm pretty quick. Because of tempo, like as soon as the ball's down, I kind of see the down and distance myself on the spot, and I'm giving the next call. And if it's something that requires maybe, hey, don't forget the empty check on this, or don't forget this. I mean, I might say one word, or hey, alert shot on this, something like that, and then I'm done. Right? I let them play. Right? Now I know some coaches that other places like to talk, which would drive my ass nuts. Like for example. like some coaches give it to their position. So like a lot of times, like for example, I know one guy that he coaches the safeties and he's the coordinator. Well, he gives it to his safety, and the defense still has to get the signal from the sidelines. So therefore he talks to his safety the whole time. I would be like, man, shut the hell up. Let me play. You know
right.
What I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
That would be my opinion on that. I mean, somebody talking in my ears, I'm breathing hard and all that. I mean, I just don't see that. So what I do is basically a linebacker has it. I'm going to give him the play, and he's going to communicate the play.
Okay, Coach, you'll appreciate this. Don't broadcast the game. You're not
exactly.
on the mouth.
Exactly.
I don't want to hear anything on those headsets.
Exactly.
But let's fix it. Next play. I don't want to hear a broadcast of the game. And
that's right. That's right. Great. That's right. Yep.
That's interesting, though. Yeah,
baby.
Yep.
So, Coach Grant, you mentioned 2 more days. So, what will happen today? Give people some insights.
Yeah.
I know they're thinking about it from a tech perspective too. Like, what happens today?
Yeah. So basically, today, it's a shortened down version of practice. We got our last day in helmets and jerseys, so there's a lot of situational work. We'll do a fastball period, which means that they're going to go really, really fast for us, tempo type stuff. Then we'll have a run emphasis period. And then after that, we'll kind of go situationally. We'll have first down, third down type stuff. We'll move into the red zone, do a low red zone deal. And then we'll do a 2-minute. And today the situation is they need a field goal, but it's a shortened down version. Like they only got to get like 18 yards to get in field goal range for the kick line. And then we'll take the last 14 minutes of practice and do last plays. Like, hey, last play from the -20, they can't throw it to the end zone. What are you going to do? Last play from the 50, last play from the 37, last play from the 20. We'll do those. Then we'll come back and we'll do they got to get like 7 yards for a field goal. There's 7 seconds left, no timeouts. They got to get a field goal, from that perspective. There's 15 seconds left. There's no timeouts. They got shot for 2 plays. So how you going to defend that? So we'll do all that stuff because, you get into one possession games, those things matter. And, being in the National Football League, every game is a one possession game. But, that's the way Nick coached too, from a standpoint of, being ready for all the situations that came up. So we'll do all of those situations. And the reason we do them is because as soon as we say it, the players kind of know what you're going to call. You know what I mean? So as soon as they know, hey, they need a field goal, there's 1 play left before a field goal, what's the call? Well, they already know what I'm going to call because we practice. So we go through that. For us, it's called victory, last play, jump ball. They already know how we're going to play it. So anyway, by doing it now, we've done a few of the situations earlier. We're going to do them all today, and then we'll obviously do them again, in August and everything. And then that way they kind of know what we're doing. And then as far as tomorrow goes, it'll basically be a revised scrimmage a little bit, disco play, and we will end with a 2-minute and a couple 2-point plays. We'll do that. But we have a alumni deal. A lot of alumni have come back. It's funny. We had a guy the other day come out and he's just kind of walking around. I'm kind of like, hey, who are you? Whatever, how you doing? And he introduced himself, and he was actually an NFL player. And he goes, I heard that you guys got it right and you guys are doing the right thing with these guys. I wanted to come see for myself. And he was pretty fired up and complimentary on that. So anyway, that happened. And then basically the parents will be there. We do have an alumni gathering. So a lot of the former players are coming back. There's a little reception for them afterwards so we can meet them because, we haven't met a lot of those guys yet. So basically it'll be a revised scrimmage. We're not splitting the teams up, anymore because of rosters. I mean, I know that people still do that and everybody can do what they want to do. I don't care. But you're not going to split your own lineup and put your best quarterback behind somebody that's not your best player. So wherever the first O line goes, well, that's where the first quarterback goes. Well, if you got the first O line over here, you got to put the first D line over here if you're going to get anything out of it. So if you're going to split everybody up, you're really just, in my opinion, wasting the day.
Yeah.
Because you only have 15 practices and you need to go good on good and you need to protect your quarterback. So therefore you're going to have your best protectors in front of your quarterback. Okay. Well, if you're going to do that, you need to put your best D lineman on the other side of the ball to give them, some competition and work. Well, if you're going to do that, you might as well go good on good and just work. So that's the way I see it. But everybody can do what they want to do on that. So that's what we'll do the next 2 days.
All right, cool. And finally, Coach Elmo, you get to follow these guys all year. You'll be watching UAB football all year, man. This is your guys.
They asked me. They said, "Hey, you coming down to a game?" I go, "Nope, but you go to a bowl, I'm coming."
There you go.
Let's get 6.
That's right. You drive for 6. Yeah, sure.
Well, what's interesting, Coach? There's 2 kinds of football that's played. You got anticipation football and reactive football. And what Todd's teaching and his assistants do it great. I was really impressed. The communications from coordinator to assistants to the players. It was really. In New Mexico is the same thing. You can't sit there and equate to wins and losses. You just can't, and you don't want to. What's important now? Stay in the moment. At least build your team one day at a time, one player at a time. But those kids are doing a great job Todd does a great job of teaching the offense to the assistants.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, this guy's taken one hell of a journey. I started thinking about it. Here's an offensive lineman that's really became a defensive lineman. I'm sitting at stat and going, how the hell did this guy learn all these coverages? I'll tell you, I said, and I've always loved talking because I'm not trying to blow smoke up his ass, but I've always loved, I was say, this is the guy I've ever been with, And then he said his son, I go, how's Corbin doing? He goes, oh, he's smarter than I am. I go, well, no, that's ridiculous. Todd was one of those coaches too, and I'm sure this is why Coach Saban just worships the ground he walks on. And I don't give a shit what he says. I know that's a fact. He's a one-time guy. I was a rep guy. Don't forget I went to Ferrum, and no knock on Ferrum. Don't get blown away by the William Mary degree. Trust me. I was the best C student that school ever had. It's Jefferson and Washington included. It was a great experience, and I was so grateful that he would have me involved and trust my eyes on what I was seeing with these kids. And I would say most of the kids that, particularly whether it's DB, linebacker, D-line, DN, most of the kids that I had, because Todd asked me to rank them, and most of the kids that I would rank in the top 3 are in the 2 deep somewhere in those positions. So that's, that's a good thing.
No, I'm not surprised. The guy never came off the field. We used to marvel. I was sitting there with a little sophomore watching Todd Grantham. We'd all sit around. Number 53, he doesn't come off the field. He's out there for offense. He's out there for special teams. He just runs down to the other end. I mean, I'm like, how does he do that?
Well, I've always said, the best thing about hiring a D-line coach is if they've played offensive line. If they were offensive linemen, those guys make the best D-line coaches. They really do. Because really, teaching the fundamentals of the game, which is important, blocking and tackling and all that stuff. But really, you really teach an offense to your defensive players so they can get that. Like Todd said, before the ball snap, here's your book. It's right there. Here's your cliff notes. It's right in front of you. But then you got to anticipate the play, but then trust your keys. Then you got to trust your keys, because sometimes what you think they're going to do, they don't have to do it, or they're not going to do it. But I want to thank you, Todd, for having me down.
Yeah, man.
Hope
absolutely. Always good. Always good.
That's great. That's great.
Good deal.
John, before we let you go, man, I talked about this earlier. Peeps are interested because I said I got to ask Grantham. You remember our lunches at Pulaski County High School?
I remember the a la carte line. I remember.
Yeah, a la carte. Yeah, the a la carte line. Country style steak. That was my day. Country style steak day. What was your favorite? What was your favorite thing for lunch?
I think it may have been the pizza day, man. I think
I talked about the pizza guy. I know.
Yeah.
Pizza was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, because you got an extra piece for a nickel or something like that.
Exactly
I think you get an extra slice for a nickel.
It was good. It was. I know people say I was talking about the food. They thought all of a sudden we went to this private school. I said, no, we went to Pulaski County. We had good lunches. We did.
Yeah, we did.
Well, guys, thanks a lot, Coach Elmo. Be safe in your travels. And Tom, I'm excited as hell if you're back on your normal schedule next week to see how it went this weekend, man.
Good deal. Y'all take care. Drive safe.
Thanks,
Phil.
brother.
See you.
Have a great final 2 days, Coach. Appreciate you.
Bud. See you.
All right, brother. There you go.
Take care.
All right, Coach. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you,
You're
man.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right, there you go. Coach Elmo and Todd Grantham. How good was that? How good was that? Learned so much. Just sitting there listening to both. You grow up around it. I've always thought, hey, I know something about football. I mean, that takes you inside all this stuff. And when you're there tomorrow, it'll help you when you watch. I think it'll help you when you're watching James Franklin's first team. Now, we had Spaghetti Morris. It never stood out. But I think it'll help you tomorrow when you're watching because Tech's going through similar things. Everything's different in terms of scheme and terminology and what they want to accomplish. Like James Franklin's breaking up the two teams. You heard talk. It sounded like the UAB is not necessarily a true spring game as opposed to just trying to continue your work. Whereas Tech, they want to put on a little bit of a show for the fans. So however you break it up. But I think it takes you inside a lot of things when you're sitting there watching tomorrow. Does anyone remember when they tried putting the school milk in those plastic bags. Really? No, I was already done with high school in the 90s, so they tried to put milk in plastic bags? What the hell? I had a hunch Grantham was going to bring up the pizza. Pizza was good. It was. It wasn't country style steak day, but it was good. Mike Ashley's going to join us, the open mic. And then Jen, the Gamecock girl, will join us as well here on this Friday. That's low. That's fun. Thank you. People on the professional door text line. That's so awesome. You can listen to those guys all day. Yeah, it's cool, man. That's cool. Coach Elmo being down there for 3 days, seeing the guys he helped bring in. It's got to just be a great feeling. It's got to be a great, great feeling, man. Great, great feeling. I mean, it was awesome. No, Wayne, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the text. No, appreciate that. No, anytime you want to go out, anybody wants to ask, that'd be great. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you get one. So, no, thank you. All right. That was great. That was fun, man. That's a great Friday start to have those two guys on. It continues now. He's the man in the dark cavernous minds. There he is, Mike Ashley. What's going on, Michael? Good morning.
Yeah, I'm on the road. I'm in the Casa de Brick basement.
Where are you? Where are you now? Delaware?
I am actually in Roanoke City, but if I go out and walk across the street, I'm in Salem. So yeah.
You're in Roanoke? Oh, you're around.
Yeah. I came down here to see some friends before I get up to Radford, and
you coming to baseball? Are you going to be around the complex this weekend?
Oh yeah, softball, baseball, maybe even some women's lax tomorrow.
Well, I won't be there, but I'll be at softball tomorrow and today. So come see us. We'll throw you on the air.
Oh, you think you will? We'll see.
Yeah.
What's wrong with my voice is weird today.
Hello there. My name is Michael Ashley. Good to talk to you.
Yeah. Anyway, my good friend Ken Bricky, my old Conehurst, the Cone Dome basketball playing buddy. They put me up here in Salem. He has a house that's just over the hill from where I lived when I lived at home, and the beauty of this place is there's a basement door and I get to come and go as I please. So, life is good.
Is that a NASCAR driver behind you?
That was on purpose. Yes, that is Mark Martin here on the show today.
Is it Mark Martin? Did you
friend
know he came on the original radio show years ago?
Yeah, I remember that because, my boy here, Kenny Brick, is a big NASCAR fan and a fan of your show, and
hey Kenny,
he always loved Mark Martin. Was the number 6 car, right?
Yeah, yes it was. He came on twice. He was great. Mark Martin was a great interview.
Well,
great dude.
He seems like just a nice guy, and Brick gravitates to that. I can show you the George Strait picture I'm looking at right here, and the poster from Hank Williams, not a junior, Hank Williams. He's got photographed out here. He's also got a weight room, which I always thought was some sort of hint to me, but that hasn't taken yet.
Well, see, that's great. You surprised me. You didn't give me a heads up. That's great. I didn't know you were going to be around this weekend. That's awesome. That's
well, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's baseball homecoming of sorts. So you got the whole Hee Haw gang, DVP, the skipper, Mike Shipley, I know are coming. I assume Rob Amos and a bunch of guys from those early 90 teams. They always
damn drunks
stick together. Yeah, but a lot of really good guys. I really look forward to hanging
out. Great dudes.
Yeah.
Well, we had our awards banquet last night. The baseball team won a lot. They've been through a lot, and those are great dudes. You're going to love – I don't know how many of those guys you met. You're going to love hanging around those guys. Great dudes.
I have thanks to Coach Guerra, I have had a chance to interact with the players a little bit the last 2 years, and I tell you what, they just they make everything I'm proud about
100%. They're a Radford student athlete, absolutely.
Those guys represent full tilt 100%.
Yeah, and everything they've gone through. Yeah,
but they're not the only ones. Thanks to Coach Beeler, I've been around the women's golf program, the defending Big South champions, and feel the same way about them. And I am really anxious to see the softball program. I've heard so many good things.
Yeah.
They're not having the kind of year they may be expected, but I'm really anxious to see them play.
Well, when you come to the press box, go all the way to the right, walk through, and I'm in the room, and just come on by. That'll be great.
How big is the softball press box? Are you guys hosting the Olympics one year? What's going on?
No, not quite that big, but it's good. You'll like it. It's big enough. It's big enough.
There are those still around the New River Valley who may remember when baseball started and we played our first home games, and there was no press box for baseball. And I went to that door adjacent to the bathroom door in front of that control building.
Yeah,
and I would open the door and sit in there. It was heated, and keep the score. Now there was no scoreboard, so you'd come out and shout the score every now and then between innings. But,
5-2. It's 5-2.
Yeah, and then we then we had that great game with Virginia Tech, 3-2. Phil Leftwich against who was the kid Williams that played for the Phillies. So two guys headed to the major leagues were pitching against each other. Radford got 3 hit, but the 3 hits were all solo home runs, including Travis Morgan's leadoff in the 11th to win the thing. The shot heard around the New River Valley. And we upped our game that day with concessions, and they had everybody out there, and we we stole the scoreboard from soccer. If you ever tried to keep baseball score on a soccer scoreboard without winning, it just didn't feel right, but Ron Downs ultimately got all that fixed for us down there.
Hey, before we get into open mic, Raymond says, hey, Mike, in case people don't know, can you tell the story of the Highlanders' first uniforms? You've told it before, but go ahead. What had to happen for Radford to have uniforms on the baseball team? Thanks, Raymond.
Right. Well, first you got to know that Tommy Bell was instrumental in helping start baseball there. He later went on to become an athletic director at some other schools. I think the Salukis. No, not the Salukis. The Mammoths.
Southern Illinois? Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The Mammoths. He was there. But anyway, he was at Radford, and he was our trainer. He was also a student trainer at Virginia Tech on the NIT championship team. So Tommy was well versed in athletics, and he wanted to get baseball started at Radford as much as anybody. In the off season, he was a trainer in the Philadelphia Phillies organization. So when baseball started, one of his first things was to get us those uniforms to the Phillies, the white pinstripes, which sort of were our colors. Only they had a P on the front of the uniform, and it was one of the players' mothers over in Christiansburg who sewed a thing on that to make it an R on the uniforms, and that's where those uniforms came from. Now there are only photos of that I can remember taken by the players themselves down on the field. And those are some great photos. If you find somebody that's got some of those, and there might be some of those guys around this weekend, and I hope they bring those photos, because it really was something. I mean, you had guys wearing Mike Luzinski's pants and, Mike Schmidt's jersey.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
And I love that. I don't think, did we ever have green at all? Did we have the full tartan at all represented in baseball over the year? You were there. I don't remember green in baseball.
Did we? No, never in baseball. And back then, that was more of a coach's personal preference thing. The reason they narrowed us back down to just red and white and maybe blue and white was because one of the lacrosse coaches and volleyball coaches went wild, and we had these bright green, and we had some pretty unusual uniforms. As far as the color scheme. Now, the basketball uniforms when I got there were the best, because they hid that really dark forest green in the trim of the uniforms down the side. So it almost from a distance looked black, but the Highlanders in cursive across there, you and I are both old school uniform guys. That was a classic. Now, we've had some great ones since then, but for me, that's kind of hard to beat as far as carrying what we were all about in terms of a jersey and all the school colors. Because the tartan, the McFarland plaid, is an official registered tartan in Scotland, and it is Radford's. So
right.
A lot of people don't realize that. And I got a lot of mileage from some of our NCAA trips, because in my game notes I always include up high, because I knew announcers would eat it up. I said Radford leads the nation in school colors.
Hell.
Red, blue, green, and white. If you count the gray unis in baseball, there's another one. But I'm saying, and every year, some poor student had to look through the NCAA book that lists everything at every school. People, the staffs, and nicknames and all that, and double check to make sure no one was saying they had 5 school colors, or that Radford had. We were still. There were, at the last I remember, there were 32 teams that claimed 4 school colors, and Radford was always one of them.
No, I would welcome it back in a heartbeat, and just put official school colors, tartan plaid. That would be great, just to have the ambiguity there. Oh, that'd be awesome.
And then my bumper sticker sells. Glad to be plaid.
Glad to be plaid. But you're right. The red, the green, the way we're missing out. We're missing out by not having the green.
Well, there were some people that were high up in the administration that didn't like they said, well, what color do we wear to games?
Pick one. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We got all of them, but and the funny thing is, one of the best days ever in the Dedman Center was that Carleek Jones game, the Big South Championship, because Liberty was wearing red and we were wearing red, so the place was just dread the red. It was packed with red, and then there was the shot that sent us to the NCAA tournament.
And you and I think we embraced for an hour after that shot went through.
Yes, I think the producer told us to get a room.
Yeah, I think they thought, well, those guys are dating. Okay. Matter of fact, somebody asked me earlier this week, and I didn't have it set up in the studio, but I played it off the phone and showed the shot in the call of Carleek. So
yeah, great. Post that more. Wait, I need that. That is such a great thing to get your spirits going.
It does, man. It reminds you of the way things used to be.
I wish there was more video. The Roz Gross shot at the buzzer that won the women's championship one year. The Kevin Robinson's stick back of the half hook after T.B. Johnson with the greatest missed shot in school history.
Yeah. By the way,
K-Rob.
And we wore blue and green in that title game in '98.
Yes, that was a Ron Bradley thing, and it was those uniforms were sharp. They were sharp, but you and I probably agree the worst thing you could do is do a color scheme where the numbers are hidden, particularly now that press boxes, and the broadcast area is so far away from the floor sometimes, and my eyes aren't what they used to be. Yeah, I need that for the other team. I sort of know the Highlanders usually.
You know how cool a green jersey would be on the baseball team with like a blue cap. Oh man, I'm thinking about and you're being a Reds fan all the years they did the St. Patrick's Day, the green Reds uniform with the green hat and all that. Remember, they started that back in the day during spring training. You guys used to wear the green on St. Patty's Day.
Why don't we just get black, Rick? Why don't we wear black?
No, we're not doing black. I see Morris. Morris knows my feelings on that. So, no, Morris. Black's not a tartan color. No. All right, I'm sorry. We've been talking about uniform colors. What about open mic this week for Mike Ashley?
Okay. All right. Well, this is a little off the beaten path here, I guess.
Well, that's okay.
This isn't the open mic I wanted to be doing today, but here we are. I lost a childhood friend this week, suddenly taken to the hospital on Tuesday, lost to kidney failure Wednesday. I hadn't seen her in years, but we had communicated some, and I always thought we'd get together for a lunch or a ball game or on the steps of the old neighborhood elementary school where we used to talk into the night and then hurry home to avoid parental wrath. That was our biggest worry back then. And now, well, this is the typical too late to lament. I was processing all this yesterday at my home court coffee shop here in Salem when I looked out the window and saw all the flags flying half staff at the courthouse across just beyond the library. And then I realized what date it was. And suddenly it was April 16th, 2007 in my mind and on my heart. I was in Salem that day when I heard what was happening at Virginia Tech. That is most definitely one of those always remember where you were moments. Now I was mad and sad and struggling with thoughts, yes, and my prayers all over again. That April day still resonates with all of us in Southwest Virginia and beyond, especially those with ties to this wonderful, beautiful, typically bucolic burg, so often hidden away from the problems that exist other places, in other towns, for other people. This one hit us right where we live. So next I walk back up to the counter and I pick up the stack of newspapers there to catch up near the coffee shop counter. They had quite an array, including the Christiansburg News Messenger. I didn't even notice the date of the news mess I picked up. It was March 4th, and there was the obituary and the coverage of the death of Joey Rakuya, one of my Highlander baseball team I'm here to see. I haven't stopped thinking of Joey, gone way too soon, and all those young men struggling with their emotions and learning there's so much more to being a team than wins and losses and taking the field every day with your best friends. So the Charmin soft old man was tearing up in my coffee, lamenting loss and the helplessness that goes with the feeling, and I just couldn't write about sports again today without exercising these thoughts first. If Big Dog Sports Talk feels obliged to send me a bill for this bit of self-therapy I'm working through publicly, I understand. But I know my friends and neighbors in this region understand me and what I'm going through and what we've all been through too. Most realize how lucky they are to live in this kind of place, these communities. And what I really want to say is don't wait. Call that old friend or family member or teammate you haven't talked to lately. Do it today because you can. Tomorrow, that may not be true. I'm on my way to my happy place today, Radford University. This morning, I'm going to be on the phone the whole way. Better yet, maybe I'll see some of you at the Devon Center this afternoon at softball and baseball. If I do, you know the drill. Please come say hey.
Well said. I'm so sorry about your friend, man. I didn't know. That is, it hits you.
It shocked me. It happened near I was in town. I'm going to have to see what the arrangements are and see if I can, if I have anything but Radford apparel I can wear over to a visitation.
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, we had before we did the Rubies last night, our athletes awards, we did a moment of silence for Joey to start. I thought that was appropriate. You're there and you're doing all this fun stuff, but the biggest news to come out is the worst news you could ever have in an athletic department, and it's still being felt. So you're right, 100%.
Well, I think about those guys going out to the field every day without one of their own.
I know.
There's got to be, I think there's got to be something to that. And
there is.
The kind of season they're having compared to what we all were thinking would happen this year.
I know.
And that's not the tragedy. That's not the tragedy. But,
no.
But it just makes everything just a little bit harder for everyone.
It does. You got to walk by his locker. I think they've left his locker. All that stuff we may not think about because we're not there every day. But you're 100% correct. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, anyway, thanks everyone for letting me share that from my heart.
No, absolutely. And come see us today. You come see me because if I'm stuck up there, I can't come see you. So you're going to have to come see me.
Well, I made plans to be at softball, so I will be there.
4:00, baby. Big series too. Now I talked to Coach Fagan last night. He knows it's a big series. This is the one that could propel them into the postseason or not. So they gotta come through this weekend. So
all right, let's run those running dogs.
Let's get the running Bulldogs out of Radford. All right, great stuff, brother. We appreciate you, man.
All right. Well, again, hey, Goober's gonna say hey live today, so I'll see you.
Yeah. All right, and we say hey to Goober later. So all right, man. Take
Thanks.
care. Mike Ashley. Good stuff. Hate that for Mike. I didn't know he'd lost a friend. Good stuff. Yep. Morris says, God, Mike, one of your best. You felt it. Enjoy your time in Southwest Virginia. It's going to be great. I had no idea. He didn't even tell me. He just shows up, which is great. He's done that a lot, and that's fine too. You just look up and there's Ashley. There he is. Oh, hey, Mike. And my immediate instinct is when he's in town, just throw him on the air, right? So I'll put out 2 headsets today and tomorrow and see if we can get him to jump on. Jen, the Gamecock girl, going to join us next. I don't remember if she's in town, out of town. I don't know what she's doing. No idea. But she'll join us today. Good stuff. Thanks to all of our great sponsors, by the way. Don't know where we would be without you. Thanks to National Bank, the exclusive banking partner of me and this show. Thanks to Professional Door Incorporated. Travis Williams, great logo. Sponsor of our text line, 38 years in business. We've talked about the multiplex and how everything is going for Pulaski County Sports and Entertainment, the presenting sponsor of this program. Thanks to them so much. Family Fencing, our sponsor of our studio. No, I look like Bane. Batman. Batman. You will perish, Batman. At least Bane didn't sound like Yoda this time. Perish you will, Batman. Thanks to Family Fencing, sponsor of our studio. Give them a call for a free quote today. ReadySetFun.com. Bob Christ, BOBCRST11 at Gmail. And go check out ReadySetFun.com. Right? Absolutely. McClellan Chiropractic, sponsor of our chat room. Thanks to Mark Hunley. What's up, Marco? Thanks for all your support. And you're the best. And we're going to get popped in video it here whenever it works out for both of us to do that. He's been busy because he's good. Sundown Electric. Excellent reputation, long list of satisfied clients, test to superior craftsmanship, attention to detail, clear communication, honest, and integrity. Thanks so much to Sundown. Again, if you want a t-shirt, they're $20. I've shown them a lot. I'll show them again here in just a second. BDST fan question of the week. It was a whitewash. It was a blowout this week. The attorney Ryan Pry, trust and estate planning. It was all about baseball. I'm sorry, Morris, but people join hands in unison that hitting a baseball is much more difficult than hitting a golf ball for tee, and I concur. Little River Heating and Air, 1095 Radford Street in Christiansburg, 540-553-2971. Give Charles Lee a call. They're the best at what they do. They just are. Easy to find Mike on campus. He's the mayor. Yeah. It's like this aura hits you when Mike's on. I would have known he's on campus, even though he didn't tell me, because I'd have just felt it. Hey, Mike's here. Remember in Parks and Rec, which I love Parks and Rec, and Ron Swanson would just be walking around the office or somewhere, and then all of a sudden he would look up. She's here. One of his ex-wife, Tammy's. Mike's here. Mike's nearby. Right? Of course, when you get the presence of Mike being around, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Oh, Top Gun 3 starting? Well, that kind of scares me a little bit because I really did like Maverick. 100%. Because, see, I looked at it as a separate entity because the original Top Gun is just garbage. Sorry, it just is. But, boy, Top Gun Maverick now, that was the real deal. That was a good film. Of course, Hollywood can't, I'm glad they are, but Hollywood can't do anything but things that have been barred from before. They can't do anything. There's no originality left. It's all gone. It's all gone. Yeah. Is that the one? Is the new one the one where they put Scarlett Johansson as the girl boss in that movie? I didn't see it. I won't see Rebirth. World Rebirth. Yeah. Classic Top Gun, Rick. You've lost that love. Oh. The volleyball scene. Hey, you can be my wingman anytime. No, you can be mine. Manly embrace. Manly embrace. What's worse, that moment or when Apollo and Rocky hug in the ocean? What's worse? Sorry, I'm checking to see. I thought my nose was bleeding. I didn't want you to see me Testing. I'm good. Jen's going to join us here at some point, I think. I sent her the invite. Let me let her know. Who knows where she is? Lord only knows. I get the feeling she's out of town. Maybe she's not on this week. She usually tells me that. She usually tells me. We'll disagree with that to this point. Hollywood has no originality left that people want to see. True. That's true. And they're incapable of writing stories. See, they're so tied up in their politics and their messaging and their virtue signaling and all the wrong things and trying to lecture people. They don't know how to entertain, so they can't write for entertainment anymore. So you're right about that, Thunder. When Rocky beats Apollo racing, the most unbelievable scene ever. Correct. No, she's in the green room. Oh, looks like she's in a hotel. There we go. Cue the music. It's Jen the Gamecock Girl. Where are you? I knew you weren't around for some reason.
I'm in Richmond.
Oh, that's right.
You knew that.
Commonwealth. You're in the Commonwealth.
Yeah, I am.
Well, let's get this out of the way right off the get-go because everybody keeps asking. When we do the meetup in June, you are going to be at the BDST meetup. We're going to figure out whenever you can get up here, whenever you're planning on being to Christiansburg.
Okay. Sure. I didn't even know that was happening. You haven't said anything.
Well, yeah, I did. You just don't listen. You don't listen. Yeah, we're going to do the BDST meetup after I'm done with my seasons and when I have time to enjoy it. But I don't have a game the next day. So we're gonna get Morris. We're gonna do it at the Super Bowl. We're gonna have a great time right over in Christiansburg.
I love Super Bowl. Yes.
Okay. You're there. You're committing right now. Is this like your saxophone playing commitment or is this a real commitment?
I need a date before I can fully commit.
Okay. Well, we'll work on that. And you can tell me some dates too now. You can shoot me some dates that might work best. So we'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. That's very considerate. Thank you.
Coach Elmo's going to be there. Mike Burnup's going to be there. Bill, we're going to have all sorts of people. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So what are you doing in Richmond? I don't remember. I can't keep up with you.
Now who's not listening?
I listened. I just forgot.
I'm here for All Virginia Band, Orchestra, and Chorus to recruit. We're one of the sponsors of the event. It's always here in Richmond.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm trying to get some new Gamecocks.
How does it go? How does it go in state here? Your old state, I should say, Commonwealth. How many do you try to pull, or how many have you pulled? Have you had a lot of success from Virginia to South Carolina?
I have, and part of it is because we can waive out-of-state tuition with anyone who gets a music scholarship. So that helps us quite a bit with recruitment. And we have a bunch of different tiers of reduced out-of-state prices for academic awards and music awards. And that keeps us really competitive with the Virginia schools. Virginia doesn't have any kind of in-state lottery funded scholarship for its people. So it makes it right for the rest of us to come.
I understand.
And do what we do. So we typically do very, very well here. And a lot of people just want to do something different. Just get out of the state, get away from people they went to high school with and preceding them to college.
Sure.
So they just want to do something like a fresh slate kind of thing. Something different. I got you. Well, that's cool. And so is it after this weekend that things calm down or no? May 1st is my lock day for recruitment. And after May 1st, my life gets much better. May 2nd, I'm flying to Tampa. I'm going to hang out with Holly for 2 days. And then mid-May, I'm going to Las Vegas.
That's right. I've been telling them about Vegas. This will be the first time. Now, we've talked to you from Vegas before.
Yes.
Right? But we never have had the visual of Vegas. So well, my hope is that you guys are probably still out from the night before, and wherever you are, you're just going to fire it up and go.
Yeah, I just don't know. It's hard to predict. That we are flying there on Thursday, and the jet lag can be a little troublesome. So If we go hard the first night, that could be difficult for me to wake up in time. Because that would be
If she's
5 a.m.
She's already making excuses. It'll be 3 hours different, yes.
So 5 in Vegas.
Correct. But that's like 5 in Vegas is like noon here. Come on. It's Vegas.
Well, I did it before, so it could happen again. But the visuals will make it more complicated.
True. It will. It will. Yeah, but I mean, it's Vegas. Sleep is the last thing you're worried about in Vegas. It's never even a consideration, right? It's Vegas.
I have to have some sleep or I'm going to be real grouchy, real bad, like terrible. So, I got to have some quality recharge. But the spa is good for that. I can always just go in the spa.
Sleep off there. See, there you go. You could just do the whole show from the spa. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Be quiet in there.
All right. So I couldn't remember. Is your spring game South Carolina this weekend or is it next weekend?
We are not having a spring game because of the stadium renovations.
Lame.
So last weekend they had a Garnet and Black fest with Darius Rucker performing and some other outdoor type activities.
So what's he going to do? Just everybody standing around? Okay, I guess we're done. What are they going to do? Just go to the field house and do a walkthrough?
Like the event's already happened, the Garnet and Black thing, and they're just having regular practice. Yeah.
Sounds pretty lame.
Well,
doesn't it?
I
mean,
kind of getting sick of spring games on the coaching side anyway. Fans
I'm told that the SEC, it just means more. And yet here you are giving less. Wow.
Well, I think there's always concern about injuries and giving away too much. We have the new OC. I don't know. Like it probably is a little bit of, oh, well, we have this excuse now, so we're just not going to do it. But
it's like a lot of excuses right now. That's what it sounds like to me. Not a good sign going into the pivotal season for your coach.
The stadium thing is legit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really anywhere as fun or cool to do it. Like they could go to another college's stadium, but that's not special for us.
Why didn't they wait? When did they start the renovations?
The day after we lost to Clemson.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean,
so they're trying to. Okay.
They worked Easter. They work every Sunday. It's a big renovation.
Okay, so they're trying to get it finished before the start of the new season.
Correct.
Okay.
And it's definitely not usable. 100% not.
I got you. Okay.
So I don't think it's whiny. I'm cool with it.
I don't think it's whiny.
They did cancel the ladies. I almost said women's clinic, the women's football clinic. They canceled that.
I know you weren't happy with that now.
So that made me more sad than the spring game.
Because you always maxed out for that. You put the eye black on.
I do all kinds of stuff.
I know you were ready to go.
Of it.
Yeah, and now you don't get to do it anymore.
It was my annual Beamer pick.
So does this mean Shane Beamer hates women? Is that what we're supposed to do? Wow. Wow, Jen. I didn't realize that.
I don't think so. It'll be back next year.
Oh, will it?
Allegedly.
Will the new coach have it next year? How many wins, Prometheus asked, does Shane need? That's a good question.
What does Vegas have us at? Have you checked? I haven't checked yet.
I have not.
You're
the South Carolina. You're Jen, the Gamecock girl. I'm not supposed to be looking this stuff up.
I just have avoided it for a little bit for my own sanity. I got to do that sometimes.
I'm looking it up right now because you asked.
I'm going to guess 5.5.
I do what you asked me to do. 6.5.
Okay.
Over under 6.5 wins. Critical matchups, of course. Tennessee, Texas A&M, Clemson. Would 7 and 5 keep him around? Probably would, wouldn't it? And would that be enough? Would that make you excited? No. Wait a minute. Now, he said he guaranteed a playoff berth.
He did do that.
7-5, he's going to get fired. Don't you think? Maybe.
It depends how the 7-5 really goes in terms of performance, I think, and who they're proud to.
Didn't he say?
He did.
If I don't make the playoff, we're making the playoffs, or I'm done. Or didn't he add that to it or something? Didn't he say if I don't make the playoff, you can get rid of me or something?
No, he just said I guarantee you we're going to do it and all that. But no, and if it doesn't happen, fire me. It's that wasn't.
So I'm embellishing that part. Okay, well, still he ain't making a playoff.
It's possible.
You ready for this? Virginia Tech year one with James Franklin, the ACC, has a better shot of sneaking in the playoff than South Carolina.
I don't disagree with that. With the schedule and the conference.
How good is your conference? I mean, you ain't the Big Ten.
It's good enough that it's much more difficult for us, I feel like, to be successful in it.
I think we're told one thing about the SEC, but the reality of the results tell us another, right? ESPN, you're going to continue to get, I better not use the slang term on the air, but you're going to continue to get promoted unmercifully because of the connection there. But Big Ten won it all. Big Ten won football. Big Ten won women's basketball. Big Ten won men's basketball. There's one major conference right now that's dominant, and it ain't the SEC. Sorry.
But would you want to switch with us? Okay, let's do that hypothetical. Would you want, like, say you're a Virginia Tech fan, which I am also, would you want to switch with South Carolina and play your schedule?
And play your schedule?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's your schedule? I've already forgotten.
Look it up.
Yeah, I guess I'll look it up.
This year is a little bit better than some past years, but even with this, would you want to switch with us? Is the question.
2026 schedule. I don't know. I don't even know your schedule. I'm looking it up right now. Well, I don't think Tech would mind playing your first three opponents.
Correct.
Tech would play Kent State. Well, they're playing VMI. Towson we got Mississippi State. I don't think Tech fan would be afraid of Mississippi State.
Yeah, that's beatable by both teams potentially. Yeah.
Tech fan would not be afraid of Mississippi State. All right, going to Alabama. Okay. Going to Alabama will be tougher than anything Tech has on its schedule. Kentucky?
We don't know what Kentucky's going to bring, but probably both teams could do that one. Both Hokies and Gamecocks.
At Florida with new coach? I mean, it's tough in that environment. The Swamp's not easy, but I think Tech fan would be excited by that.
Yeah, right? That would be a good matchup.
I'd be excited by that.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, Tech fans have been wanting to play Tennessee annually for as long as I've been around. They don't understand why they're not playing Tennessee. Tennessee coming to Blacksburg because Tennessee's coming to Columbia on the 24th of October. Oh, Tech fan would be all over that. You talk about a sellout. Oh, my Lord. They would love to have Tennessee.
The question's not whether they would love it. The question is, will they win that?
Maybe not this year.
Yeah, but they're going to be competitive for sure.
Now, at Oklahoma, wouldn't go well for Tech. That's not going to go well for a lot of teams. A&M, they played A&M, beat them twice.
Back in the day, that's not.
Back in the day, I know.
Not today.
I know. At Arkansas.
Arkansas's beatable. My boyfriend left.
I know. You're going to rank the by the way, it's funny. I've already had several people ask, are you going to make sure you rank the coaches again coming up to
a lot of coaches? Yeah. I got to do some research. I haven't seen Will Stein really much, the new Kentucky guy. So
and let's remember, you ranked them on, was it dateability or was it, what was it? First date? I can't remember. It was really fun. It was well done.
And sharing of responsibilities because it was a driving road trip situation, music choice, storytelling.
All right, then you got Georgia. Okay, that wouldn't go well. And then Clemson. Heck, they play Clemson anyway. So there's not very many games on there that I don't think Tech fan would go, ooh. Alabama, okay. Going to Oklahoma, okay.
All right, what do you think Virginia Tech's record would be?
Georgia, okay.
With that.
In year one with James Franklin?
Right now.
Given your first two, they'd probably win. They'd be okay. We'll say they'd have a shot. They'd have a shot at 6-6.
I agree with that.
What
do you think their record will be with the current schedule
for Tech?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if they get off to the kind of start I think they're getting off to, I think Tech could win 8-9 games this year.
Well, you're just making my point.
Well, no, I'm just saying.
Okay, so like different schedule, and already you're talking about a difference of 3 games.
Well, just because of the road games too that they in the SEC, but I mean, the ACC is not. We can't compare the ACC to the SEC. I mean, that's not the same, but 6 wins, 8 wins, too. I mean, I tell you what, you're over and under 6.5. So it's not like it'd be too different than Virginia Tech if they were to play that schedule.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that point too. I'm just making the point that I still think the schedule is harder, even though the SEC is not all that right this moment, as you pointed out with the Big Ten.
I mean, I think James Franklin's a much better football coach than Shane Beamer.
Well, he's more experienced for sure.
I mean,
and you're also a hater. What are you doing?
I was thinking a drink. You almost made me spit up. I'm not a hater. What do you mean I'm a hater? I'm not a hater.
You're always anti-Beamer. Anti-Shane Beamer.
I'm not. I just point out that he needs to not be a lunatic in press conferences. That's all. Can you just
you are also pretty cruel about his hairline.
Yeah, just go ahead and shave it. Get rid of it. James Franklin did. James Franklin got rid of his years ago.
Yeah. I think he should shave it too.
Right, because that's kind of an in thing now. We've talked about that.
I think it's sexy when men are confident enough to be like, hey, this isn't working out, so let's just take care of business. I would rather have that than a man fly to Turkey and have a hair transplant.
I saw it's like 2 weeks ago. You and I talked about this, but it was like I saw a poll and women. That's like the big thing. Women are into that now.
Yeah,
they love bald men.
It's hot. Why not? Better that than the like Dilbert hair where you're like on the side.
You know where it was? We were at the Big South tournament, and I'll never see this gentleman again, but he was helping out. This was down in Johnson City where we had the tournament. And he had like the worst comb over attempt I've ever. It looked like a bird's nest. It was the most unbelievable. And you didn't mean to, but you couldn't help but just break out laughing. It was just so bad. Shave it. I wanted to go. Look, I got my razor in my room. Let me just go shave. Can I just get rid of that for you? Can I just take care of that?
It's sad. It's just all that insecurity. We all have our things.
I know.
It makes me sad.
Richard says that.
Him. Huh? I'd like to liberate that man.
Richard Beamer, no relation. I don't think. Richard, you're not right. He says Beamer is passionate. That's a good thing. He is passionate.
Yeah. And hey, Richard Beamer.
You know Richard Beamer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Family.
Okay.
Our families are tight. So.
Oh, really? All
yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, there you go. Should your boy Signetti shave his head? Prometheus asks.
No. He looks cute. He's good. He has that pensive look, like, kind of a little bit dark and stormy in there, in that brain of his. I like it. I'd bring him some sunshine. Yeah,
that's a good description. He is kind of dark and stormy, isn't he? He's been unleashing, man. He's not happy with his team. You watch his pressers. I mean, which is why he's successful. He
needs me to help him balance his life. And I know he's got a wife, but
wait a minute. Are we getting a Diana Rossini offer here from you?
No.
Oh, heck. What am I thinking? What did you think of the new I'm sorry, they're the Redskins. What did you think of the new unis? I put it up on the Facebook page. It's an improvement.
It's an improvement, but it's, it's
I
not the
know.
same.
I know.
They're trying. I appreciate the effort. I do think
Just give in and bring the Redskins. Can we get all this politics crap done and just call them the freaking Redskins like God intended? Good Lord. I'm so tired of this.
I mean, I don't own any of the gear. I just wear the Redskins stuff on game days.
Over 2.5 million signatures from the tribal that want it back from Native American, and they won't do it because, we don't want to offend people. But wait a minute, the people that you say you're offending want it back. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry.
I understand. It's very difficult for me. Like, I think if the renaming was something other than Commanders, like something cool and fun, I might be more excited about it. But
Washington Redskins.
The Commanders is too long and
end of story. End of story. That's all you need. But no.
And I do hate that mascot, Tutty Fuddy, whatever it is.
Which, by the way, I wasn't even aware of. You told me a few years ago after we brought the radio show back. It was Tubby. What is it? I don't even know what the hell it is.
It's something Colonel Tutty Fuddy. I don't know. Good. And he's not cute at all. Like, he's just not fun to look at and engaging. It's a total fail.
And I might feel differently if all of a sudden we saw these, Indian groups say how glad they are they changed it, right? Thank you. No, we haven't gotten any of that from what I can tell from anyone that this is supposed to be offending. So why did it get done? Why did white people decide it had to be done? Don't get me started.
It's white people guilt.
Huh?
It's white people guilt. It's like this.
And why? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Environment we're in.
It's arrogance is what it is. It's thinking that what we think it means more than what you should go to the sources. Who is this targeted at that maybe it would offend? Let's go. But the NFL won't go back because the NFL has gotten so woke that it's almost unwatchable. So they're not going to change it back. Right? As long as Roger Goodell's the commissioner, they'll never change it back. It'll never go back to Redskins. Nike decided, maybe so, Richard. Maybe so.
Yeah. A lot of it is about the corporate sponsors because I think FedEx really pressured a lot of that change as well.
It was actually the Washington Post is the ones who got behind it. Remember that? They were the ones, and they were now defunct, so it's kind of poetic justice. Yeah, as if changing a team name can rewrite history anyway. And it was done with honor and integrity. That's what I don't understand. All these names that took on Native American themes were brought in because they wanted to honor the first Americans, right? To pay homage to those folks. It's not like it's an offensive thing.
Well, I can't say too much. I work for the state of South Carolina, so I'm trying to be very careful. I'm listening to you, but
I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm just being politically safe right now, and I'm going to stay there. I really love my job. And
wait a minute. What am I supposedly saying that would make you politically unsafe? I don't understand.
I'm just not going to comment on any of it because I enjoy working and doing what I do.
Even though she slightly agrees.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just listening to you. You're the host of the show.
All I'm saying is if it was something that people were offended by, then sure, okay, you have to change it. But I haven't heard that from the group that it's supposed to be offensive to. That's all. But any event. So what do you think? You're going to buy any gear now with the new look? It did. The jerseys look better, but they still brought back the stupid black. I don't know why I thought they were going to get rid of that. I don't know why you guys went. Why? What do you think when you see them in that all black? Is that you get fired up?
I don't like it. It's not their color, period.
Yeah, you're garnet and gold. That's the colors right there. Yeah.
But in general, I don't like the way the gear is designed and stuff that I've seen. I just haven't seen anything that I like besides the branding issue that I have.
Yeah. So when you going? How many people are going to Vegas? How many of y'all going to Vegas? 7?
4 women. Yes.
4 women in Vegas, live on BDST. BDST late night. Maybe we'll jump on and do your segment late at night from Vegas. That'd be cool. Because here, like at 1 in the morning, you'll be in prime Vegas nightlife then, 10 o'clock. Oh, my goodness
I
gracious.
might be at the craps table. I don't know if I'll be available.
Well, what you can do, we can just turn on your camera and just to see it all. You don't even have to, and just hear everything.
Well, they have a low tolerance for you having your phone out of the craps table.
Oh, I know.
I'm sure that's going to work.
You're going to be hauled out of there instantaneously, aren't you? Yeah.
It's not good.
Have you ever had what's been your best night gambling?
At the craps table, I've won close to $1,000.
Did you ever? Well, okay, you probably didn't get. I've only had one decent night. I played blackjack years ago, and I had gotten up to almost 10 grand.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was having
about like when I'll stop. Like,
well, and I did that. I said, "Oh, I'm on a roll. I'm guessing right here. I got on." And then, like the 2 hands later, I lost like 6 grand of it. So, and then you go, "Okay, I'm out."
Yeah.
But it's interesting. As soon as you start winning consistently, no one approached me and said anything, but you start seeing one of those dudes in the suits with the ear, they start walking around the table, and I know it was because I had won several hands and my pile was growing up, and I'm like, they just assume that you can't be winning. They immediately check to make sure they don't, and that's exactly what he was doing, right?
There's a lot of monitoring of everything that you're doing constantly. So,
but that's the only time I've ever won money. Every other time I've lost money.
Well, I always have I go into it, even if I've had a few bourbons, I always go into it and say, okay, I'm going to put in 100 here. And if I hit 500, then I'm just done. Otherwise it's just entertainment for the night. Or if I hit 1,000 with it, then I'm done. Or, I come up with a number, and I'm always true to the number. And I've been with friends who are not true to a number, and they've been up with me and then lost everything.
A few bourbons. Now that would be fun. That's what I want to experience. I want to be in Vegas with her and her gal, and Jen's had a few bourbons.
It's fun, and I enjoy when I have a hot roll. I like trying to get other people invested in the game, and also cheer a little go Cox as I throw the dice. Some good karma. And
somebody's going to misunderstand that when you got 3 bourbons in you. Hey, did you hear what she said?
They will do it if the dice are going the way that they need to be going. People will do it, which is fun. So
craps is your game. Craps is your game.
Craps is, my girlfriends and I really like to play. We all learned it together out there, and we enjoy the social aspect of it as well. I don't really like slots. Like, I feel it's kind of boring, and like you're just sitting there by yourself, and I don't know, like it doesn't do anything for me.
4 women going to Vegas. I wonder how that turns out.
Great.
I was going to say great.
Come back.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great.
And then I have a favorite driver who picks us up and takes care of us and drives us around. We went to Golden
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you have the same driver every year?
Yeah. His name is TK. I love him. He's very sweet to us.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So does he have a service, or does he work for the hotel?
He has his own service. And
you've already told him, hey, we'll be out there this time, and we're going to want you these. Okay, that's cool. Cool.
It is cool. So I enjoy seeing him. Like, we have some, regular things that we like to do, regular places, people we see. And those resorts, they have longtime employees that are there a long time. So you see a lot of the same employees year after year. And they're like, oh, you're back for your trip. And it's fun. It's a good, total detachment from reality.
All right, so now you got me curious. So JK takes you around.
TJ
or JK? TK. So TK takes you around. Does he get out when you guys go somewhere? Does he just wait on you to come out? How does that work? Like, I don't know. I've never had a driving service.
Sometimes
I'm not all fancy like you.
He'll do both. Like sometimes if we go to the liquor store, he'll come in with us, and like there's all these hookups, right? Like if he takes us to a certain liquor store, I'm sure they're giving him a percentage of whatever we buy. You know, like that's how Vegas works. I don't have a problem with that. So he'll come in and visit the people in there, and they're probably exchanging a little money here and there. It's fine. I don't mind that. And
does he ever provide like bodyguard protection? Because I could see y'all needing bodyguard protection.
No, but he provides special drinks in his limo for us. Like he knows what we like, and so
that's cool.
He will have a little drinks ready for us.
Wow, you're big time, man. You've got your own limo driving service in Vegas.
Nice. I love it.
That's cool.
He is really top shelf. He took us to the Vegas Sun and took pictures of us all around the Vegas Sun for us. And
Morris asked Jen, do you always hit the Pepper Mill restaurant?
I have not been there, but actually I just was talking with somebody about that, and they had a negative experience there and said that the food was like Waffle House with big prices. So I would like to hear Morris's thoughts.
Yeah, and that's right, Wes. She's on the road. That's her excuse for no sacks today. I'll know we're going to have the sacks when I read, somehow I get the miracle text like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. Hey, tonight, do you want to do a run through? And then I'll know that.
I just ordered, I talked with a music company, and they're sending me a $350 mouthpiece that I'm trying. So this is my next attempt.
That'll be like 6 weeks.
It's supposed to be there Tuesday when I get back.
Elite K9 says get a personal protection dog to keep the creeps away. That'd be kind of cool. You just walk around like this big dog, German Shepherd or something, ready just to tear into somebody. Leave my girls alone.
We don't want to keep everybody away. We just, that's not a good strategy. There's some people who would like to, we invite to come interact with us. So I don't want to have a dog scaring everybody off.
So next week, I want to get into you playing craps more, because I've never understood craps or been good. The only thing I've been ever decent about was blackjack.
Well, I am not like extremely knowledgeable about it, but I will tell you the best thing you can do is befriend the people working the table, the workers, because they will help you a lot. They help us every time. And if we do some of those like weird, rare bets, they'll talk us through it and how all that works. And
that's cool. That's cool.
Make sure that we're doing what we need to do, because you got to be pretty sharp with it. Now, I will say people get a little sloppy at the table and drink too much, and they forget to pick up their chips or move their chips around and everything. That can be frustrating for the people running the table. So you got to make sure you're tipping them out and taking good care of them. And they take care.
It's funny you say that, because the night I was having a good night, the dealer actually said, keep an eye on your chip. You got a lot of people who walk around wondering, and they monitor people to see how much. It's interesting you say that. If you've drank, they will just grab your chips off your table. You won't even know. You'll look down, and you won't even. Yep.
That actually, I went to see the then Redskins play the Ravens in Baltimore, and there's a casino that's walkable from the stadium that I'd like to go to. It's called Horseshoe. And I went in there, and a fellow Redskins fan tried to steal my chips, and I busted him doing it. So you got to be really vigilant.
Did they kick him out? Did they drag him out of there and beat the crap out of him?
No, which made me disappointed too, because I told the pit boss about it and they didn't do anything. So that was not good. So I have not been back there since.
Yeah. T-Bird says if TK doesn't recommend it, Jen ain't going to the Pepper Mill. There you go.
Well, yeah, TK is my guy. So
ask him about the Pepper Mill.
I will. I'll text him after this and see.
Oh, you're on a text. Oh, well, TK texting.
Yeah.
I don't get a text that she's going to be in the Commonwealth, but TK, let's text TK at 5:30 in the morning.
You knew I was going to be here. I told you, and next weekend also. I'm just going to remind you, a week from today.
Yeah.
I will also be in this area.
Okay.
Are you listening?
Are you more toward Norfolk? Is that right?
Next weekend?
Next weekend.
Next weekend, I'm going to a wedding in Richmond on Friday.
Oh, okay.
A week from today. But I'm going to be on Friday morning. I will be in Fredericksburg visiting my brother. So you will see.
The next week you'll be in Vegas. Okay.
No.
No. I thought that was 2 weeks away.
No, that's Holly weekend. And then Vegas is mid-May.
Mid-May. Okay. I can't keep up with your schedule.
I know it's a lot. And I've got some performances coming up and some different things too. So.
Yeah, you got a performance on here too. We've been waiting on. So.
Sassafras. So mouthy with me.
Yeah. Well, I can't help myself. All right. Good stuff as always. Have fun in Richmond. Good luck with your recruiting.
Thank you. I feel good about it. I'm happy to be here. And the weather's great. It's going to be in the 90s, I think. Is it that hot there?
No, but that's about right. When my daughter was there at VCU, she said it was about 10 degrees. We're supposed to get to like 76 today. So mid 80s tomorrow. So yeah, we'll get warmer. So
I'm happy it's so nice here. One time I was up here recruiting at the same event and it snowed. So I'm much happier with this.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time. All right, be a good girl. Stay safe as always.
Oh, I like it when you say that.
Which one?
Be a good girl.
Yeah. I said be a good girl. I know that for you, that's
I liked you saying it.
Be a good girl, Jen. But more importantly, be safe. I worry about you in your travel. You don't know that, but I do. So be careful.
You don't need to worry about me.
No, I'm going to.
Everything's fine. Everything's good.
All right. Well, things happen you can't control, though. So just be careful.
I've got the guns.
I know you do. You got a brand new shoulder. You've got Terminator shoulder now. I know. You're just.
I'm packing heat on both of them. So we're okay.
You're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, have a great weekend, and we'll resume next week from Fredericksburg.
Okay. I'm glad you remembered. Thank you. Let's see if you remember next week.
and then it's Holly weekend after that.
Okay. You passed your test.
I never forget Holly weekends. So there we go. All right. Be safe. Take care.
Love you. Have a good weekend.
You too. Be good. There you go. Jen, the Gamecock girl, joining us. All right. Great stuff today. What a great week we've had. Coach Elmo, Todd Grantham. Man, oh man, if that didn't get you excited for a show, I don't know what will. Mike Ashley, great open mic, very emotional open mic. We get to see Mike this weekend. And Jen, the Gamecock girl. I mean, come on. My positive thought for the weekend, Vic. It sounds flippant, but it's not. And Mike touched on it a little bit. Just be grateful you look around and you're still alive. Sometimes you forget. I forget a lot. Like later on today, I'm going to be in a press box calling a game. Be thankful for that opportunity. Mike loses a best friend of his that he never imagined that he would be without. Didn't know about it till recently. We lose Joey Rakuya. It's nonsensical. Makes zero sense, right? Just be grateful. How about that? I'm grateful for all of you, all of our guests, all of our great sponsor help, and this opportunity. I try not to ever take it for granted. I'm thankful for Balboa Creed, who you cannot see, but he's sound asleep right over here in the chair. Thanks for a great week. Stay safe, and we'll see you. Have a great weekend. We'll have the reaction Monday, regardless of what happens this weekend. Y'all be good. Subscribe, like, and share our content. Please, if you go back, take the time to hit the like button. It means a lot. And tell your friends, your family, whomever, coworkers to subscribe to the channel. And we will see you next